Hey there! You're tuning into the Cube Tutor. I'm your host, the Cube Tutor, here to tell you everything you need to know about how to make the best possible cube for you and your friends. Today, I'm going to introduce you to the concept of cube, what it is, how to make your own, how people play cube, and much, much more. Welcome to Cube Theory 101. Have you ever seen a cube before? Come on, let me show you a few examples. We've got normal cube, pauper cube, like a normal cube, but with all commons. Desert cube, the only lands you get to play are the ones you draft. Dan, yeah, Dan is a cube. Look at all those cubes. LSV has a really good article that covers some of what I'll be discussing today. And there's also a really good WotC intro that you can check out. You'll note that I don't necessarily say Magic the Gathering when I talk about cube. And that's because, well, you can make a cube with pretty much any collectible card game. Pokemon, Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh! These are all great candidates for cube. And while this channel will focus on Magic the Gathering, you'll see an episode or two dedicated to the other TCGs out there. Cube is for everyone after all. So let's assume you don't know the first thing about building a cube. What's going on here? How do we put one of these cube things together? Most cubes are built to be drafted as though you're at your local LGS's draft night, except you get to put whatever you want in that baby. All rares, all commons, all thopters, go right ahead. It's your cube. You also get to determine the size of the cube as well. Tons of cards, 40 cards. As long as it's theoretically draftable, you can make it. But we're focusing on the basics for this lesson, and the number of cards for a basic cube is 360. With 360 cards, you have exactly enough for 8 players to draft 3 15-card packs, which is how a normal MTG draft works. Usually, a cube is singleton, being built out of single copies of cards, so each of the 360 cards in this cube would be unique to each other, but some cubes have multiple copies, based on theme or needs. Note that unless you're creating a desert cube, you'll need to bring along basic lands for your drafters to use in deck building, just like at any normal draft event. We also have to look at color distribution in your cube. We need a pretty even split so that your drafters don't accidentally fail to get enough cards in their color for their deck. A good way to figure out the numbers is to look at another cube or an official core set. Simply get the percentage of each color in the set and you have a good baseline to shoot for. You don't have to have exact splits between colors, but it's good to be close. MTG Foundations is a good place to start. An even split among monocolored cards, a decent number of artifacts, multicolored cards, and lands. For reference, here's the split in raw numbers for you. Next, we're on to the most important aspect of your cube: theme. The theme of your cube is what really makes it unique. In many ways, it's an expression of your love for Magic. Some cube architects like to put all of their favorite high-powered modern and legacy staples into a cube because they love playing with them, while others might want to focus on specific mechanics, kindred archetypes, or flavor. There's really no limit to the theme of your cube, as long as it's fun for you and your drafters. You want them to come back and draft again after all. Your cube is all together, but we're not done yet. We still gotta talk about presentation. You're gonna need sleeves and a box at the bare minimum to protect your cube and cards. Long boxes are a great start. They'll fit a sleeved 360 card cube, plus all the tokens and basic lands you'll need. If you can, try to include some D6 dice and D20s for life totals and counters. Your goal is to make it so that your drafters need to bring as little as possible to play. We've gone over the absolute basics of cube architecture. What is a cube? How many cards go into a cube? Color balancing a cube, cube theme, and cube presentation. Over the next few episodes in this series, I'll be covering each of these topics one or two at a time in more depth, so you can learn how to build your own cube. It's time for the Cube Corner with Zeb and Maeve. Hi, Maeve.
Hi, Zeb.
Hey, so tell me, what cube would you make if you could make a cube of your own?
I've always wanted to make a Halloween cube, and I know that everyone's kind of first reaction when they hear that is we'll just play Innistrad, but I want it to be like All Hallows Eve and Season of the Witch and Chains of Mephistopheles kind of Halloween cube, and not like generic zombies Halloween cube. But I think that it could be really cool to incorporate also like the new stuff from Duskmorn into it as well.
Oh yeah, totally. Just anything horror related, but like also like costumes and stuff like that. So you can have
like trick-or-treating mechanic.
Yeah, Glimmerbairn, because he's just a little kid in a little dinosaur outfit or something like that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So as someone that doesn't usually cube yourself, like, well, that's not true, doesn't make your own cubes yourself, what would you say is something you don't really like about cube, you know, from the outside perspective?
I don't like it when cubes are boring. Like, if it's a cube experience that I can have anywhere, I'm not really as interested in playing it.
Right.
I don't like power cubes, I don't like vintage cubes, but I love the weird ones. The ones where somebody comes up and they're like, I made this cube, and the whole point of the cube is that there's 50 ornithopters in it, and every time you hit an ornithopter, you get a weirdo thing.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm interested in playing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, if you could only pick Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, or Manatide to put in your cube, which one would you put?
For me, it's definitely the Manatide, because I love putting unexpected cards that are like color shifted into cubes, because no one ever expects it, right? So you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna play into this, player who's playing white. What are they gonna do? And they're just like, Manatide? Get rid of your bomb, and you're just sitting there like, uh-oh. Thanks, Maeve.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the Cube Tutor. Be good, and I'll see you in the next one.